Hello, everybody. How you doing? It's Damon yet again with another list, and this time, rather than talk about the top list, this will include movies. I will talk in some sort of movie, but I talk sometimes about performance, about characters, about the actual movie. This time, I'll talk about my favorite movie scores, and particularly from one person. That's Hans Zimmer. Hans Zimmer might be, to me, the top three definitive movie composers there are, with him, John Williams, and Danny Elfman. Those are the three, to me, movie composers of my time that I remember the most. You see a movie with Hans Zimmer on the score, you think to yourself, the movie, you don't know about quality, but you know the great quality of the score. I don't recall a bad score from Hans Zimmer. Maybe one I like least or less, but not a bad one. So I could talk about the scores in general, which movie. I felt like I'm gonna pinpoint even closer to it. What are 20, my top 20 scores? Well, basically, songs from Hans Zimmer. So it's one per movie. So on number 10, it'd be The Way of the Sword from Last Samurai. That movie, 2003, with Tom Cruise and Ken Watanabe. Basically, uh, Tom Cruise being a former army general, being going to Japan to help train samurai, including Ken Watanabe. A very good movie, and I especially love the score. Way of the Sword is very, very good, and it encompasses basically the turmoil, basically of the character of Tom Cruise as well. The because it's the final battle in this case. Basically, he embraces his new status. Basically, helps. Uh, Ken Watanabe's character in the movie. And yeah, I really love that song. Number 19, Vide con meo Carmium from Hannibal. Hannibal, the movie isn't that great, but the score is awesome. And this song plays basically in contrast to what happens, the violence that happens on screen. And yeah, it has a very distinctive effect on what you notice in the movie. So yeah, it's very, very good in that movie. And every time you hear that song or hear that theme, it's often something violent happening on, and it seems so calm, some soothing, but something on the screen is so violent, so agitated. It's basically a huge contrast in the two. That's for this. Number 18, Zooster Breakout from Madagascar. You'd be surprised to know that, yeah, Hans Zimmer also scored some great animated movies, like the original Madagascar. I actually like the whole Madagascar movies, by the way. I really like them. And I don't think there's a bad one, the bit, but and the bunch, but the second one is the one I like the least, because it's pretty much what tries to do Lion King. And yeah, I really like Zooster's Breakout because it seemed like to be the theme of the whole trilogy there, that song, as well as I like to move it. Those are like the two themes that you remember from that series, and I really liked it. So yeah, that's number 618. Number 17, Hero from Kung Fu Panda, another Universal animated movie, another one that's not basically that's been scored by Hans Zimmer and other great success. I love that song because it shows, well, the serenity associated with being one of the heroes of Kung Fu Panda, but also the discipline you need to have, the principles you need to have, and basically the yearning for Po to become one of the Furious Five will be fighting alongside the Furious Five, and at the same time, not just sacrifice, but also his aspiration to become more than just maybe uh just another panda. He wants to be basically the Dragon Warrior. So I really, really like this. Now, this is number 16. Ripples in the Sands from Dune. Look, I said my piece about Dunes and I'm not taking it back. Dune was a very, very good movie. However, at a moment I was bored by it. However, the score kind of helped not me being much less bored because it was excellent, especially Ripple in the Sand, basically knowing what the happenings are on Arrakis and basically what the Pulse Atreides' next steps will be. So that's number 17. Number, sorry, just right here. Number 16 in this case will be A Beautiful Lie from Batman versus Superman. I mean, it's not the only Batman team he did, but it was very good. He started the movie Batman vs Superman with that team, and was to me it was supposed to be the team of the new Batman played by Ben Affleck. And while that didn't come to fruition, it was a damn good score anyway. I mean, it says basically a tragedy that Bruce Wayne has to live early on in his life, and basically feel that this song doesn't show like basically the triumph of the Dark Knight trilogy. No, it shows basically a very bitter, cynical Bruce Wayne who kind of lost his way, who feels like basically that his parents lied to him about the world could be. That the only way for him to basically make it right, to make the world make it sense, he has to force the world to make sense. He has to force justice onto the world. He's not a person who has hope like Superman would have. He doesn't have hope for people. He just believes that people are just inherently capable of evil and inherently will fall to the hands of evil. So that kind of says something the way that Batman starts the movie. The movie might not be like it's not the best to me, it's so-so, but it's awesome scene, including the warehouse scene. But I love basically the place where Batman is at the beginning of the movie. That's number 16. The next one will be the Pearl Harbor main team. Hey, I didn't say that every movie on that list were good. Talk about another Ben Affleck movie. This one has decreased quality compared to Batman vs Superman, but Hans Zimmer's team is excellent. He's not the one to blame. In fact, he's the one, quite frankly, if I took away his team and I would take away Cuba Gooding Jr.'s scenes, it feels like it would be a B movie. So that's all I'm gonna say for there. Okay, the next one. So, so that was 15. 14 will be Flight by Men of Steel. I mentioned that in the other videos that I think Zack Snyder's Men of Steel might have some faults, but at least it did something that James Gunn or Bryan Singer's Superman Returns didn't want to do, and that's move on from Superman from Christopher Reeve's Batman. I mean, imagine if basically the Matt Reeves Batman of 2022 would reuse the Danny Elfman team, just mix it up, but still has the same vision as the bat of the of Batman, the same suit, but not Michael Keaton. You know, it would feel like he didn't move on. I love Tim Burton, Michael Keaton's Batman, but I felt like if it's not Tim Burton and Michael Keaton, then let's move on to another Batman. But in this case, for a long time, even today, with James Gunn's Superman, it feels like we're not moving on from Christopher Reeve's Superman. Whereas with Men of Steel, we did. And the team of Flight to me was we didn't use the iconic John Williams team, we used another team. And Hans Zimmer had the guts to do so, which I feel a lot of, it already there. That's a audacious, very, very bombastic task that he had to do, and he was able to pass that test with flying colors. I love that team. It's inspirational, but at the same time shows the challenge of being what Superman is. He has to rise above. He has to rise above uh, basically evil. He has to rise above basically feeling of corruption. He has to basically fill the world with hope and show them what they can do. So yeah, that's what I love about that team. The next up is similar to this, Issue with You, the team of Wonder Woman by Hans Zimmer. People forget that he wrote that team as well. He wrote Superman's team, he wrote Batman's team from B versus S, and he wrote Wonder Woman's team, the Trinity of DC. And I love that team. It's so badass that from the beginning chorus, the guitar, basically, it's like, oh, it's a different team. It's differently, and you're in for a treat when you hear that team. So yeah, I love that because it nails what Wonder Woman can be. She's badass, but has compassion, and she basically has principles. I really love that song. Also, next up, the Sherlock Holmes main team. That's one series I would love to see Sherlock Holmes 3. Like Guy Ritchie, Robert Downey Jr. Once basically they're done with Avengers, Doomsday, and Secret War, please do Sherlock Holmes 3. I really want to. Lovely movie, great team, and I felt like he adapted the team to basically make it quirky, but at the same time it worked for Sherlock Holmes. I really love that team and it just makes me feel like Sherlock Holmes being quirky, but at the same time very intellectual, eccentric, and being able to solve crimes pretty much on his own without difficulty. That works in a case for Sherlock Holmes, Guy Ritchie's Sherlock Holmes, and for Hans Zimmer's team. Now, the next up. Oh yeah, next up will be the main team from F1. That's the most recent team, but man, does it put you on adrenaline. It basically put you in the basically it puts you in the cockpit of a Formula One driving car. It makes you feel like you're basically trying to prove to everybody else that you belong on the circuit, on the F1 circuit. You know, not only how to drive, but basically if you let go of your doubts, you let go of your fears, you can outrun anyone if you want to. That to me was the power of that team of F1. I really love that movie, and I don't see why basically wasn't nominated apart from cinematic box office achievement at the Gold Globes. It deserves much better. Next up, I think it'd be number 8. Uh, this is just for laughs, but I was surprised to know that Hans Zimmer and Danny Elfman both collaborated for the Simpsons movie team. And knowing that both of them scored Batman movies, it's like Danny Elfman scored the team of The Simpsons on TV, but on the big screen it was Hans Zimmer who did it. And I kind of laughed. And I kind of have to put it on there because the theme of The Simpsons was good. It was still suspenseful, but also has it's basically funny things. So Hans Zimmer is not one-dimensional. He's multi-dimensional, can make funny teams, can be serious teams. And this one is a funny team. And I thought I would add it on in this one. So yeah. Next up, number 7, Molossus from Batman Begins. Basically, the team of the new Batman, the Christopher Nolan Batman, I have to put on there. I mean, we went from Danny Elfman's awesome team, which I will not trying to basically sing because it'll be very embarrassing, but we all know what the team is. Then you have Molossus. It didn't try to redo this, it didn't try to remix it, it did his own thing. And that's perfect. That's what it's supposed to be. And I loved every second of that team. I have it on my playlist and I use it when I go train. It really is very, very enthralling. It says everything about the Batman. This one is not. Danny Elfman's team seems more operatic, tragic, whereas this one feels more action-based. It feels like yeah, he's still marked by tragedy, Bruce Wayne, but he's using this to his Batman theme to basically take out his anger, but also save people from themselves. Like he realized some of them have been plagued with basically bad conditions or bad context, bad situations, and maybe sometimes it's a Batman that's still filled with hope in a way. So yeah, even that team is filled with hope. So yeah, I really love that team. Number 6, Talk to Me Goose from Top Gun Maverick. Oh, that's one of my favorite recent team of Hans Zimmer. Though the joke would be, oh, it's one of my favorite team between of Hans Zimmer. Which ones? They're all good. But this one nearly got me watery eyes when I watched Top Gun Maverick. It's like Pete Mitchell's Maverick, like Tom Cruise character movie. It's like he struggles to find his place, but at the moment when he says "Talk to me, Goose," it felt like finally he found back his place. He finally redeemed himself. He's about to. He knows what's at stake. He knows what he must do, and it feels like people are starting to recognize around him that maybe he didn't lose a step. Maybe he's the necessary component for them to beat the enemy. So yeah, it felt like all the riches, all the obstacles, all the hardships, all the pain all the guilt he's been suffered to carry with him have been worth it for that moment. That's how I felt. So yeah, that's number 6. Now, what are my top 5? Number 5 is the main team from The Rock. So yeah, sorry. The Number five is a tie between the main team from The Rock and the Battle of Pride Rock from Lion King. Both for two reasons, because they're kind of the scores that helped me discover on Zimmer. The main team from The Rock. The Rock is a very good movie. No, it's not Dwayne Johnson. It's the actual movie, The Rock. And I felt like Sean Connery's maybe, I would feel like his last great performance. And he plays as James Bond without playing James Bond, that movie. Nicolas Cage, very good as Stanley Goodspeed in the movie. Very strange last name, but still, uh, awesome movie. And Ed Harris plays a conflicted bad guy, but I really love the main team. That's something I could listen to over and over again. And Battle of Pride Rock. That might be my favorite moment of Lion King. That says a lot. It's like the confrontation between Simba and Scar before the battle, where basically Simba is confronted not just with Scar and the hyenas, but basically has to confront back every other lion in the on Pride Rock. And basically, this is where Simba has to reveal the truth to everybody. Like he's forced to saying the truth, and at first he still believes that he feels some guilt over his Mufasa's death because he thinks he forced him out to go to the Stampede to rescue him. And at first he lets himself get defeated by Scar until Scar does the movie bad guy thing of I reveal the truth. Actually, I kill Mufasa, and that's when basically Mufasa basically Superman's up and shows super strength and is able to beat Scar. That's what it takes. But I love the revelation because that moment is so tense. And for a movie, a Disney movie, it was one of the most tense movie, bar maybe the Toy Story furnace scene that I've seen ever. That's good Disney crap. That's what I want to see. That's good Disney art. So yeah, that's number five. Number four, the main team from Gladiator. Sorry. Number four is a tie between Gladiator main team and Stay from Interstellar. Interstellar is not a movie that's my cup of tea. In fact, it's my least favorite Christopher Nolan movie, but it's very good. Well, I admit it's very good. It's just sometimes I felt like sometimes with Tango with physics, and sometimes we'll say love is the one thing that transcends all time. I said, it's kind of cheesy. Like pick one lane, either love or take physics. In that case. So as for Gladiator, I really love the main team because it's Maximus. Maximus basically fights to avenge his family, but also he wants to reunite with his family. So from the get-go, he kind of says from uh, the character that doesn't see his character doesn't see an after he takes care of Commodus. No, he knows where it's going. He knows where the road leads. He doesn't see an afterwards. He just wants to be reunited with his family. In a way, he gets his wish. And that main team is very tragic, but so poetic and beautiful. Now we're going to top three. Number three, The Dream Collapses from Inception. Damn good team. Damn good team, and it's like we play during this, and sometimes we hear Idiot Piaf, Je ne regrette rien as the kick, basically for another layer of a dream. I love the entire score of Inception. Always kept you on the tip of your toes, and I love every second of it. But Dream Collapse, I think, is the main theme of Inception, and it's dark, also thrilling, but also some piece of basically I'll say some ice. You can also see some ice movies in that kind of team. So yeah, I really loved the team of Inception. Now the top two. Number two is I Fire Will Rise slash. There's three on this one. Gotham's Reckoning slash. Why Do We Fall from Dark Knight Rises? A Fire Will Rise was the team of the third trailer, and it's one of the trailers I can rewatch even today and still get goosebump. Especially when you know it's the last one. It's like, man, when I saw the trailer the first time, like 2012, I would replay it and replay it, and always feel like very, very excited, having goosebumps. I remember seeing Avengers in IMAX, and I saw the trailer in IMAX and was on goosebumps. When I saw Avengers 2012, I've seen it in IMAX, and I think it was the opening day. So surrounded with other people, basically cramped up, and seeing that trailer filled me with a lot of joy. So that's for A Fire Will Rise. It's a shame that it wasn't in the movie because I thought it was one of the best team of the movie, which is something. Gotham is Reckoning, the Bane team, very sinister, and it says that it's a force to be reckoned with. Tom Hardy played him very well and basically nearly stole the show in that movie. And why do we fall? Base is a team where Bruce is stuck in the Lazarus prison. And one thing I love about Dark Knight trilogy, before I get the point, is there's a lot of replayability. And why I mention this is Bruce, when he falls, when he's a kid, when he falls into the pit of bats in the beginning, in the cave, it's not him who crawls out the pit. It's his parents who help him. Later in that movie, when basically the Wayne's Manor get destroyed by Ra's al Ghul, it's not Bruce Wayne who crawls back to the surface. It's Alfred who helps him up. In the second one, at Dark Knight, when he falls at the end, after accidentally killing Harvey Dent, he's not. It's not him who gets up on his feet or goes back to surface. It's Gordon who helps him. In this one, he's forced to do it by himself. And sure, I expected the same thing when it's like he tries twice with a rope. What would be the way I thought without a rope? Because for a time, basically, I think the character of Bruce Wayne was trying to find a way to end his journey, and not in a good way. The first half of the movie, Bruce Wayne's not doing it for the right reasons. He's doing it to end his journey. He wants it because, quite frankly, the only way he saw it to end his journey was being Batman. But then you find out he doesn't have to be. And if he's not fearful, I think it was in Daredevil, a man without fear is a man without hope. He didn't have hope. By finding fear and use it as a weapon. Not discarding fear, but using it as a weapon, as a motivation, as an impulse. So fear will find you again. I was really, really on the whole team and basically Bruce Wayne find the bats crawling out of the pit and crawling out of the pit by basically climbing out of the pit to me might actually be my favorite movie at the moment. The movie. It was so emotional because it wasn't Batman getting out of this. It's Bruce doing it for himself, by himself this time. Something he's never done before. He's not doing it for his parents. He's not doing it for Rachel's memory. He's not doing it for Alfred. He's doing it for him. And I really love that scene. I really love that team, that movie. Why do we fall? You fell for Bruce because he has to do it by himself. He has to do it without help. So, and I love that team. And if it wasn't for number one, that could have easily been my number one. But number one is Why So Serious on Dark Knight. Two cello notes. And as a team of the Joker, and makes it's just enthralling. It's hypnotic, it's entrancing, and it kind of says, without saying it, just one bad day is enough for you to actually take heed of the Joker and actually embraces. It just takes one bad day, and anybody can become a Joker. One bad day, and somebody could lose their mind. Joker used that philosophy. That's Joker's philosophy that he would use and would make sure to try to scheme his way to destroying the life of somebody else, to try to show them that he could be just like him. It also says that the whole song is chaotic, which is fitting because the Joker is a force of nature. He's an agent of chaos. And the whole song is enthralling. It basically just says like one wrong step and the Joker will win. One wrong step and one bad day is enough for somebody to lose their mind. That was in the movie, and I really, really love that team. So yeah, I really love that team from Hans Zimmer, how it was composed, because there was a damn electric, well, I would say damn electric good time, but it's a team that basically takes good consideration of its context and also good consideration of the theme of the movie, which is escalation. The first time you hear it is basically the bank heist at the beginning of the movie, and from there you're hooked. You can watch the bank heist, but if you take away the team, the Hans Zimmer's team from the whole movie, especially for that scene, it's not as entrancing. All of those, all the combination of Heath Ledger's magnetic performance, the whole setup, the direction of Christopher Nolan, great acting from the whole cast like Christian Bale, and Hans Zimmer's score is all a combination to make an excellent movie. Not just one effort, it's everybody. And that scene, that why so serious, that team proves it. So that's my top 20 on Zimmer score pieces. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Catch you guys later. Bye.